Well, one of the first takeaways is that the fact that cities, according to many of the presenters, can make a difference in dealing with urban inequities and urban poverty. And they are right in some sense, but others have insisted that the city question should be put into a wider context where the big trends, the structural and institutional influences are taken into account. Why? Because it is very difficult to deal with urban inequalities and inequities and urban poverty when the trends at national and international levels are producing levels of poverty that cities cannot deal with at certain point. But this is something important we need to think about, and the coordination of policies between the local, the national, and other analysis levels is going to be very important. This is one of the first takeaways that I'll bring home. And the other is related to the fact that urban poverty has been increased and has been one of the factors inequities in cities can be easily observed, because at some point poverty is a measure of the degree of inequity and inequality that a city or a nation can tolerate. So there were some specific initiatives that were highlighted by my colleagues, and I like to stress the fact that one of the points that were taken at the end of the meeting today is that taxes and to pay taxes is very important to create the public wealth needed to finance the poverty eradication at local level for not only child but also for the entire population of a city like New York or Bogota, which are the examples we were dealing with. So those are the points I took, but many, many others were raised and dealt with. We need to be aware that poverty is a social construction, inequality as well. So it is very important for everyone to know that societies create poverty and inequality, and therefore we need to understand what are the causes that are behind that creation of poverty and inequality to operate over them. And of course, causes are related to labor standards, related to the lack of basic resources for children and for the elderly, and the lack of policies to raise them out of poverty. But what's also important to know is that our societies today have the resources and the possibility to eradicate poverty. And if we are not doing that, the reason is politics. Politics are behind that. I show some data during my presentation, precisely showing that in this society and all over the world, the concentration of wealth is an obstacle, not only because the well-off are taking the resources that are essential to poverty eradication, but also those resources are not well distributed through a fair tax system. And this is something that we need to be aware. Today, I was a bit impressed about the reactions that we got from some of the presenters regarding the issue of redistribution of wealth. That I think this is very important. When we are talking about redistribution, we're not talking about something exotic or very revolutionary. We're just talking about paying taxes, paying the just fare of the debt that everyone has with a society, and to help to concentrate in eradication of child poverty, which is essential to break the cycle of poverty reproduction again and again.